Dollar. Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles.
Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Houston Texans and the Carolina Panthers. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Desmond King to return it from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Right off the bat, Mills looking to throw it. Finds his man, it's John Mechie. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Mills on first down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 37. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Pierce will try to pick it up. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On play action, Mills. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Mills. And that is incomplete. He's trying to get that to Brevin Jordan, and it'll bring up 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 18. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And he used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Pierce. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal. On second down, here's Pierce. And now a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5-yard to the 3. This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. Third and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
Mills to throw for it on fourth. Touchdown! Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air, eluding the pressure right. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch as that played good for 30 and a first.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Here's Mayfield. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Mayfield down. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Panthers at 6-5 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now a second down throw for Mills. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 42. A good pickup there of 20 yards. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing a shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
9-yard line, second and 6. And Pierce gets it again on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
On third down, here's Mills. Touchdown, Texans. John Mechie, an 11-yard touchdown, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Next to score, Texans 14, Panthers 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Mills throw taken in there by Cooks. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Pierce takes it straight ahead. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Working out of the gun, Mills. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. A run for Pierce out of the gun. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mills now. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
A first down throw for Mills. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. He got 29 yards that time. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Panthers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not just so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Mayfield on play action. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, and they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Back to it after the pick six, Mayfield. That is caught by Anderson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They look up at the scoreboard, facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Try to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Panthers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Moore, the man in motion. On third down, Mayfield. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
But doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mills. Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Mills to throw it.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain there of 30 big ones. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Give left side for Pierce.
Pushes past him. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Off the play fake, Mills.
He gets it to Cooks. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 13-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Pierce.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the shotgun, it's Mills.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
That was a difficult catch, and I admire the fact that he actually caught the football. Worked so hard to get his feet down in bounds, trying to do the toe tap. My dad's an accomplished tap dancer. I'm not sure he would have gotten his feet in on that one.
Is he really?
Yeah, that he is.
How about that? What about young Davis?
No, it did not. It did not cross.
It didn't carry over.
No, it stopped right there.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it first and 10. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 65 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. He's got the connection to Moore. Touchdown, Carolina! Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And this will be a Texans first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go again with Pierce. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Back to the ground with Pierce. 73 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Open man there, it's Collins, complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 30. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Mills on first down. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 2nd and 10, Mills. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Texans look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carpet.
He's got a man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 36 yards on the play. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Mayfield off the play fake.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Mills from the gun on 3rd down.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
And that will wind up just short. He had it online. It ran out of gas at the end, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 37. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Texans on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Now Mills on 4th down.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills. Gets the dump off to Pierce.
Touchdown!
Damian Pierce.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Texans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
The point after is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
Play fake. Mayfield. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
There's Trimble, the tight end.
Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina.
Tommy Trimble.
79 yards.
And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Gonzalez able to tackle on the PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. That one looks like he'll throw here. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
They'll drop to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins, 37 yards. And the Texans have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Houston, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.